What's going on, everybody? It's another episode of Mindset You. Be surprised, I'm in a car with Francis. He did not kidnap me. We are having a good time doing a podcast. We're trying something different. Today's episode, I guess it's all about helping. Are you willing to help your friends move? I think that's the takeaway from this. You'll find out how I feel. If you've listened to this podcast at all, you should guess. You should be able to guess what I'm gonna say.
So what we're talking about is I sent you a meme, a reel, where it was this guy calling his friends to see who would help him move, if any, even though he already had hired like a moving company. He just was like basically testing his friends, saying, "Hey, would you help me move?" And one after the other, all his friends was like, "No, you don't ask friends to do that," and all this stuff. To me, I sent you that, and I sent the message of, that pisses me off and makes me sad.
Yeah.
You said you have a very different reaction to that.
I do have a very different reaction to that because to me, it depends on the age, and it depends on how short notice it is. If he's going, "Hey, what are you doing Saturday?" and it's Thursday, and he's like, "You want to help me move?" I'm like, "No, fuck you, man. I'm not helping you. I'm gonna have the same reaction as they do." But if I'm in my 20s, I got nothing else to fucking do. I'm like, sure, let's do that. But as an adult, who now I'm like, my one free day is going to be spent working with this fuck and moving his shit that he probably didn't even pack yet, I resent you.
Okay.
But it also depends on which friend is asking to. Because there's certain friends that if they're like, "Hey, look, I know it's last minute, I need your help, I'm sorry," then yeah, of course I'm going to do it. But if you're just like, "Hey, bud, what are you doing on Saturday? You want to help me move?" Like, no, asshole, you should have asked me this a while ago. You knew you were moving. This shouldn't be a week of thing.
Okay. So, well, this is a different element. Like, you're talking about the notice.
Yeah.
Right? What pissed me off about the whole thing was not the notice, but rather the reaction of his friends of like, "Hey, no, of course not. Why don't you hire a moving company? This is what you don't ask friends to do," and all this shit. Like, that's what pissed me off. And I'll tell you why it pissed me off. It's, for me, like my perspective on like society and how everyone's like connecting or lack of connections happening, where everything is on the surface, very shallow, very convenience based.
Yeah.
You know, we're friends because we like to do things and that are in the same place. Proximity based friendships.
Yeah.
Right. We're friends because we went to high school together, and that's what it is. Once something takes us apart, we're taken apart. There's no effort into relationships and building connections and all that stuff. So that, to me, that's a kind of exclamation of that.
Okay, that's fair. I think that's very fair. I also have to. I mean, I guess I just start breaking it down. I start looking at variables. So I feel like we're coming at it from two different points because I completely agree with what you're saying. If I ask my close friends, unless there's like something that major they have to, if they're not around, then it's like, "Oh, motherfucker, you should be helping me out because I'd help you," kind of thing. But it also comes into like, how close are we? You know what I mean? If it's just like a friend that's like, "Hey, we hang out every now and then," and he's like, "Hey, you want to help me?" I'm like, God, no, don't ever ask me that ever again. In fact, lose my number. I think that's where I come from with it, where it's like, it's my friend an asshole? Is this the asshole the group asking me to help him? Because obviously, if you're asking me, it goes back to the notice thing. If you're asking me the week of to help you move, I know how much of a headache this is going to fucking be.
Okay. So, that same scenario.
Yeah.
Group asshole.
Yeah.
Right? Now, that individual gives you plenty of time, says, "Hey, next month I'm going to be moving. Would you be willing to help me?"
More than likely, yeah.
Okay. So it still comes back down to the notice.
Yeah, it comes down to the notice for me. If it's the week of, it has to be like you, Mo, my boy Kevin. That's pretty much it. You three are the only ones that be like, "Oh, fuck, I gotta go do this." I'll resent you inside, and I'll hate you inside while doing everything.
So I'm going to do it kicking and screaming.
Yeah, of course. Like everything I do in life, I'm going to do it kicking and screaming, but I'm going to do it.
But I have a question with So if that asshole gives you plenty of time,
Yeah.
or if it's that friend that you only see every once in a while, or is someone that you just met a couple months ago at the boxing gym, for example, and they call you up and ask you to move in a month, with plenty of time notice, where you're at there.
That's a rough one because me and Ash are the same way where it's like, if you give us enough time, I'm out for it, right? Now we're getting up to the time to actually do it. And I'm like, God, I'm fucking dreading this. Why did I agree to this? And so then it comes into that. But realistically, if it's like the asshole of the group or just like the new friend kind of thing, if I'm gonna be honest with myself, man, I'm probably gonna make up an excuse the month of when they ask me, like, nah, dude, I can't do that. I got stuff to do. I'm gonna be somewhere.
You know, I got a bad back.
I got a bad back. I need a bacchiotomy. Yeah. It's for me. It really comes down to notice and friendship level.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, with those two factors, for me, like, I agree with you with the notice.
Yeah.
Right. That's just a level of appreciation of that friend that's going to help you. That you're giving them notice and so on and so forth. Unless
it's some emergency thing. Yeah.
I just got in a big fight with my girlfriend and I have to move out this weekend.
That's different. That's different. You better lie to me and say that you're being evicted or that you got into a fight with your girlfriend if it's last minute, because I'll drop everything if it's for something like that. But if it's just like hey dude, you know how I've been talking about moving? I forgot to get a fucking to book a trucking agency or whatever it is. A mover. And then I'm like, no, you fucking idiot. This is your fault. You deal with this. This is part of growing up, dog.
So, okay, one last scenario.
Okay.
Friend, let's keep it with the asshole, because you said if it was like if someone that you're close with, you're gonna say yes. You're gonna begrudgingly say yes, but you're gonna do it. Asshole, week of, calls you, says, dude, I was planning on hiring a company, and I've been calling for the past 3 weeks, and all the companies, the prices that they're trying to charge me is like crazy. I don't have that money. So I'm sorry for last minute, but can you help me move this weekend?
That's rough. The cynical side of me is like, nah. But I guess I would help. I would probably help. If I had nothing to do, I would probably help. I'd be like, I'd hate them. And then afterwards, I'd probably lose my number. But I'll do it.
Okay. So for me, there's like a few factors that come in. Number one is whenever it's like physical labor. I'm fully down. Like if you put it in like this, if you ask me to come to a get together that you're having, that to me feels like the moving feels to you. Got it. Okay? Got it.
That's fair.
Moving, something physical, if you ask me, help me fucking mow my lawn, do yard work, I'm down for that. Right? Because like when it comes to physical, it's like, oh, I'm gonna get a workout out of it. Okay. And when it comes to moving and stuff like that, I love like Tetris. But I'm not sweeping and shit like that. You're doing all that shit.
That's okay. So so it comes down to that too. Like, are your boxes packed? Like, these are my questions. I feel like a mover. I'm like,
am I going through your underwear?
Like, am I helping you pack as we move? Because if that's the case, we'll do the love work. If that's the case, then fuck you. But if you're like, dude, I got all my shit packed, and I'm having trouble finding a mover, blah, 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 I'm going to help. If you got your shit together and we're just moving stuff, I'll be more than happy to help.
Okay.
The majority of the time that I've had to help somebody move, they're still packing. This was in my 20s. And I'm like, God, I hate you. But also, I had nothing else to do. So I'm going to help. Because what else am I going to fucking do today? You better buy me a beer or two.
So for me, now the other side of it is also when someone asks me for help, and I don't know if this is like where I get my pleasure of being
Your dopamine
needed
fix?
and yeah. But like that whole thing is like
Yeah.
I'm always thinking about like relationships, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's like helping you with something that you need help with or that you're in a bind with or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
To me, is like this is what friends are for. I'm gonna step up.
Yeah.
In that way, always.
Okay.
Like to me, it's not so much like you said before, where it's like it depends on the friend level.
Yeah.
Right. To me, this is an opportunity to up that friend level.
Got it.
If you help them do this, this is how now you go up on a tier.
Okay.
You know, like we're closer, dude. I fucking help you move.
Yeah.
You know, like so like, and the reason why I say I'm always looking at like the relationships is like the way I see it is, and this is funny by the way because my wife and I had a conversation this weekend about someone with her. Yeah. She's always been quick to like, I don't like that person anymore. They're gone.
Twilight Ball. I get her.
For me, it's like, no, once I've committed to this relationship, you're fucking in it with me, bro.
We're in a relationship, dog, and it's old school. We don't divorce in this house.
Yeah, we're gonna deal with the fucking rough shit, and we're gonna deal with it head on. Okay. Otherwise, like Moses, that would have been nigga been gone. Because he causes me a lot of headaches, but I'm committed. It's all right. He doesn't watch our own podcast.
I know. I don't even think he's on the podcast anymore. I'll leave him that in. See if he responds to it.
So, like for me, that's a huge part about like, okay, if you're asking me for help, if you're asking me to do something. Honestly, I feel like part of going back to like you're inviting me to a get together. Yeah. And I think we've talked about this in the past of like being in service or being served or things like that. Yeah. Like if you invite me to a get together, like you had your what do you call it? Like was that it wasn't really
the wedding party thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the fucking wedding celebration. Okay. 8 months into or like 10 months into my marriage. Yeah.
Wedding celebration, let's call it. So you had your wedding celebration, right? To me, that's more awkward. Damn, I can't believe we're this close. Sorry. Yeah. That's more awkward to me being a guest where I'm being served and so, you know, like I'm less likely going to be like, hey Jay, can I have a drink? I'll be like, hey Jay, where's the fridge? Like, where's the drinks at? Like, right? Yeah. And that may come from like the Spanish upbringing of like, anyone offers you food, you say no, so on and so forth. Yeah. So I don't know if it's to do with that, but to me, it's like, again, I want to be of service to those around me, and that's where I get that sense of value in terms of our relationship. Yeah. And how am I helping and contributing to you, right? And then when I'm in moments of need, if I've been able to contribute to you, then that opens me up to be more willing to ask for your help.
Hey guys, if you're enjoying this podcast, please subscribe, like below, comment, let us know your thoughts, and continue to enjoy.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt the podcast, but want to give you a quick announcement. Be on the lookout for something exciting that's coming out in the next couple months. Rancis, myself, and some other people, we're not going to say who, are coming back, and we're coming back with a lot of energy and a lot of great stuff. It's going to be super exciting. So if you're interested in being a part of it, just drop a comment or hit us up, DM us on Instagram, Mindset Mechanic, or Rancis VidaProject. VidaProject. Yep. Let us know, and we'll make you. We'll write your name on the list, and we'll get you going. All right. It's going to be super exciting. I'm telling you. I don't want to announce it because it's too good. But yeah. All right. Now let's get back to the show.
So that's the way I see it. Like, okay, it's like we start building this relationship by contributions to each other, right? I can't imagine like being in a relationship, a friendship relationship with someone where it's just like or we get together just to do bullshit. Like, I mean, I never went to clubs or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine having like a bar buddy that I just go to bars with. Like,
got it. Yeah, no, that makes sense. But I mean, yeah, you've also been married and a 45-year-old man since you were 17. So like that does make sense. That this all checks out.
You and Mo always disqualify anything I say because you.
No. But I'm not disqualifying. I'm just saying it makes like your viewpoint makes sense because you've always been an old man.
Okay.
So you know what I mean? Like you always had that dad energy where it's like I need to help. You need me to help you mow the yard. I got you. You know what I mean? You need me to help do this. Your thing is helping, and I love that about you. So like, I completely get where you're coming from in that aspect. When I go, let me put myself in Rance's Crocs. I go,
Crocs in my life.
you just see the goatee makes it seem like you own a pair or two of Crocs or Toms. You have Toms. I feel like, but it's one of those things. So like, I get what you mean. Where it's like, your thing is helping people, and that's how you build your friendships off of experiences like that, which all makes sense to me. And as I get older, I'm more the same way, but also like just know what I'm good at. And just know, if it's you guys ask me for help, of course, if I'm available, I'm gonna help.
Now, that connects to the sad part, right?
Yeah.
Where I went on my rant about like community and culture and so on and so forth. So like, to me, like when I look at like my phone book, if you will, like I feel like I have a lot of strong friendships, strong connections, which I value, and out of the blue, like I feel like there's a long list of people that I can call and be like, hey, I'm in a time of need.
Yeah.
Right? And I need this. And I've been in that situation. My ego has prevented me from making that call until like fucking about to die type of thing. But like when it has to do with like my family or something, like just recent situation was when Paola's father was hospitalized. He was the one that was taking the kids, and then he went to DR for a moment, and was hospitalized. So we didn't have him to take the kids, and obviously Paula was going through that emotional state. So I created a big friends chat, and I just started asking people, "Hey, I need help taking the kids to school."
Yeah.
And I created a spreadsheet, and everyone picked on the days that they could
telling me
take.
this. Yeah.
So like, to me, that's what that value is. Like, I can ask for help because I feel like I have a lot of. So then, the sad part of it to me is like, and this may be like coming from a judgment place, but it's like, if you don't have enough connections, enough like that, you feel that way with a more than one or two people. Yeah, like that starts to sound like loneliness.
True.
And isolation.
But I also think it's culture too, right? Because if you gotta think about it, right? Everybody that guy talked to, I'm just assuming by the voices in that thing, they're all very white. And that's just a joke for the most part. But I think it's more of a culture thing, right? When you have young 20-something-year-old white boys who I'm assuming come from, and this is just an assume, we're just assuming because I don't know anybody. But like you're assuming they come from an affluent background and stuff like that. Of course, the first thing's gonna be like, get a mover. What's wrong with you? Like, I'm not lifting shit, And when it comes to other people, where it's like you know that whatever they're doing, it's like this is a big thing for them, and you want to be a part of their big life change kind of thing. Then it's like, of course I want to be there. Of course I want to help. But if it's my rich friend going, do you want to help me move? I'm like, shut up, you fucking, you can afford a fucking mover. How dare you ask me?
There's a rich friend saying, he's very mindful.
You know what I mean? Like,
with this new trend where like we're doing rugged middle class things.
You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, now you want to fucking save a penny? Yeah.
Which, by the way, that whole, what is it, demure?
Demure. Oh god, I fucking.
I heard a perfect one though. That see how word is bond that is.
Yeah.
Very New York, very dead ass.
Very dead ass. Yes.
And that was actually one I relate to.
Yeah, I like that.
But yeah, so one thing that I was gonna say regarding the culture thing is that I agree with you there, because there's definitely one, especially like Hispanic Latin families, period.
Yeah.
There's always a huge family, number one, because our parents and grandparents led very pillaging lives.
Yeah.
Let's say.
And then if not that, it's your cousin. And I'm like, how are we cousins again?
But then you also pick up cousins along the way.
Exactly.
Like, this was your neighbor, so now they're your cousins. So there is that community aspect that within the culture of like you build a bond with those around you, and if you're related by blood, then now that bond is solid. You can't fuck with it.
Yeah.
So I do agree with that. Now, the one opposite of that is myself within my friend group, and a lot of which are Hispanic or Black. I'm always seen as the person that does things like that.
Got it.
And the funny thing is, because they call it so white of me. Which is like, I bring everyone together and I create these events and I create these groups, and it's like
you use technology. What?
So there's something contradicting there.
So I get it, because those same friends who make fun of you, who go, "Oh, that's so white of you," right? Are the same ones who ask you repeatedly, "So what are we doing? So what's happening?" And you're like, check the group chat, and then you're like, "But what? You mean everything you laid out for me? I have to actually look at it?" So I get that. That's pretty fucking funny.
So with that being said, what's our takeaway here?
Francis is a better friend than I am. I think that's a takeaway. I think that Francis is a way better friend than I actually am. If you're gonna ask me to help you move or something like that, you better fucking know me. Or you better be offering something fucking fun. Hey, dude, after you help me move, we're gonna fucking get some food. I'm gonna fucking get some pizza, some beers. I'll give you some fucking joints. I don't even smoke weed. Here's some weed. Entice me. Butter, grease these fucking hands. Grease his hands for me. If you're Francis, he gets a fucking high off of this shit. You let him do his fucking thing. He gets a boner off of helping people, and that's beautiful. And that's where we differ sometimes. I know I talked about acts of kindness, but that's for my fucking family, goddammit. That's for family and close friends.
But I think you open up yourself to more love.
Yeah, or annoyance. Because then those same motherfuckers who will be like, "Oh, he'll say yes to anything."
Nah. Well, here's the twist on that.
Yeah.
Because you talk about like that's for family.
Yeah.
The more family you have, the more annoyances you have.
It's true.
So it's almost like.
But I love them, so it's not annoyances. It's like when the dog shits on the carpet.
Exactly, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So here's what I'm gonna pull from that.
Okay.
When you build a relationship that goes to that point of I love them so much that I'll deal with the annoyance. I'll pay that price of annoyance, right? That adds value to your life. The only way to get there, though, is through that layer of building, of working, of doing those annoying things at the beginning.
Yeah.
In order to have that circle of family connections.
Okay. Yeah. I see that. Also, at the same time, no. That's my counter. No.
Just because.
As Paolo would get it, just no. Just, ew. Why are you talking to me?
That's another episode might say you. The takeaway is no.
No. Takeaway is no. Call Rancis.
A jiggly puff.
Yeah. Just no. Leave me alone. Times are rough. Get out of my face. Call Rancis. I think that's it. You need help? Call Rancis. Call Jesus. Don't call me.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching episode of Mindset You. We made things a little bit different. Went out on a drive today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And remember to subscribe or follow our podcast on YouTube, on all the podcast platforms.
Except for Apple.
No, I think we fixed it.
Oh, did we fix it?
I think so.
Oh,
I asked
sweet.
you guys to check. And
I
get
did
back
check.
to me.
I got back to you. I said, no, it's not there.
Okay, well, we got to check again.
Yeah.
Maybe Apple, but everywhere else, for sure, you can find us.